welcome everybody. So, going to continue on with our cup. So this thing is all set and ready to go for the next step. Nice and hardened and rough as all get up because all we did was put a layer of epoxy on top of the glitter. So the next step is to sand it down and put decals, lettering, whatever you choose to put on it. And then put another coat of epoxy on top of your decals, lettering, or whatever it is. So let's get to it. All right, so here we're going to start sanding this down. Got our 220 grit sandpaper. Don't see any need for this to be any heavier. I do see a couple spots of some thicker spot epoxy, but that'll be all right. That'll smooth right down even with the 220 grit. So we're going to start off. I'm going to start off at this end. Just start with small circles and work our way around. And just like that, it's all sanded. We're ready to move it onto the spindle to wipe it down with rag and alcohol, apply our decals, and put epoxy on it. All right, so we're all set up on the spindle. So now we're just going to wipe it down. First get it going here, get it spinning. Put some alcohol in the rag. Start wiping it down. We produced a lot of dust sanding this one down. And just like that, it's all wiped down. Okay, so after several iterations and several mess ups, it's actually been a week since I've started getting my decals set up and cut out, and the sanding process started. It's been sitting on my turner all sanded and ready to go for a week now. So I've got everything set up in my Cricut design space, my Explore Air setup here. So I'm going to get it printed out. As you can see, I've got all 6 logos set up here to go on the cup. So let's go through and make it. They're all set to print then cut. One thing I also learned in this last week is that I was due for a updated calibration on my machine. So don't forget to make sure that your machine is all nice and calibrated. So I remove the add bleed because some of these will come out really dark in the center. And the add bleed will actually, if it's set up right, we're supposed to I'm just doing a big circle to go on the cup. I know it's going to cover up a lot of the glitter in the centers, but these are 2-inch circles. But it's supposed to add where everything is supposed to cut. These are actually designed to cut out all the intricate little pieces in the middle, but I just want the outside edge to cut. So if you were doing all the little cuts in the middle, you could add bleed to make sure that the cuts go right in to all your everywhere the blade's going to cut. So now we send it to the printer. All right, so we're back off the printer. Here's it all printed out. This is printable vinyl. Works on any inkjet printer. Came out, looks great. So now we take our Cricut mat, had it already set up. You want to line it up in your upper corners. And the biggest thing is make sure your edges are smoothed down because it can get caught in your feet. So now we're all set. Just want to double check all your settings. Slide it in there. I like to hold it in. Make sure that it grabs correctly. Push your load. And then push your Cricut Go button. All right, cutting's complete. Unload the map. Looks like everything's complete. Click done. And we'll move on to the next portion. All right, so it's all printed, cut, ready to apply some transfer tape to it. So now, the way I work this, especially when it comes to the decals, some people will reuse this bottom half. Yep, I had it there. So you got to get a corner started. See if I can get a better view here. Of what I'm actually trying to do. There we go. You get a corner peeled up. Keep your bottom. So this is the vinyl peeling up. So this is the actual printable vinyl. This is your backing. Just keep peeling it up. You want to keep this applied to the mat. Nice and easy. Pull it up, and you see how my decals are staying on. And if your cuts didn't quite go deep enough, sometimes they'll stay on. And all you got to do is take your little pick or whatever it is you're using and hold them in place. And there we have it. And this is, the vinyl has a sticky to it. Take that, throw it away. And then you want you want the regular transfer tape, not the extra sticky transfer tape. And this can be just as much a pain to get undone because this has a backing to it as well. Sometimes rolling it up can help, just like that. And the transfer tape is nice and clear. You can take that, put it over your decals or whatever it is you printed off. Put it on there. Oops, I almost threw my stuff in the trash. You're going to pull your whole sheet off. And then if you have a design that's going to stay in one sheet in one location, you won't need this part. But because these aren't staying together, these are all going to go in separate locations. I'm cutting them all apart. Decals are all set, ready to go on. All right, so welcome back, everybody. So we've got our decals here. So we're going to start off with, I've actually had it spinning here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull the backing off the decals. And we're going to select a spot for it. And you want anything you want to put on here, you want to make sure it tries to get nice and flat. So I usually just take anything that can rub it flat. Just like so. And then you want to try and grab any corner you can of your transfer tape. And just work it up. Right, like so. And the whole reason why you don't want to use your extra sticky transfer tape is, see, some of it came off on the, especially on the printable vinyl. You don't want it to stay on the transfer tape, because on the printable vinyl, that extra sticky, all of it will come off on it. They're all on. Ready to put on some epoxy. And just like that, our military tribute is done. I got to give it a few minutes, let it settle out, and then I'll hit it with the heat gun to pop any bubbles that have formed on it. But other than that, it's ready to set up. I'll show you all the end results of this in a follow-up video. But y'all have a great day.